see the boss is waiting for me. I've been shopping at a bookstore I never knew existed. Hello everybody, it's Terrific and I am in. I beat the buzzer. February 28th, 2022. So for the 222 final book haul video of 222, I've got some stuff that I picked up at a local bookstore that I didn't even know existed until Sunday, called Buccaneers in Inverness, Florida. Kind of a cool name. Central Florida's football team is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This store is called Buccaneers. So I didn't even know it existed. Happened to be in Inverness. Googled it. Saw that it was there and they were open on Sunday. So we stopped in to see what we can see. And I picked up a few things from there. I've also got a freebie that came in the mail. I bought a Kickstarter hardcover recently called Classic Monsters Unleashed, and as it turns out, there was a banking error in my favor, and I was able to collect $100. In this case, book printing error in my favor, and I was able to collect a free paperback book. One of only 228 people to do so. Something like that. As you can see, today I'm the boss. I'm drinking the coffee cup that says the boss right on it for proof. The cup actually belongs to my wife, and sometimes she lets me use it. And then from there, I got a eBay unboxing, unbagging from eBay. And hopefully, even though tonight the bottle let me down, hopefully the eBay seller didn't let me down. I want to add something to the collection that I've been missing with a tweak. But to get started, let's take a look and see what Buccaneers got me. Okay, so I stopped in at Buccaneers, never been there before, snooped around a little bit. Very nice couple of ladies that works there. I believe it's a mother-daughter combination. Brand new store. I think she told me it's only been open for a few weeks. But I did pick up a few things that I'm going to put on the shelf, and also some things to read. So 2 or 3 shelf-worthy additions for me, and some readers. And the first one, shelf-worthy addition, that I want to talk about is right there, baby. The Empire Strikes Back novelization by Donald F. Glut, based on a story by George Lucas. And this one is printed, I think I read it, it was printed 1980, first print, May of 1980, and it is a first print edition. So a neat little thing to my collection. For those of you that don't know, some folks don't give 2 hoots about movie novelizations, and some folks just love them to death. Me, I love movie novelizations for movies that I love. Does that make sense? So I love books that have great movies based on them. I love some books that have terrible movies based on them. But I love movie novelizations for movies that I love. So I collect these. And again, this is a neat addition because it's an important movie to my childhood, to my adulthood, to the world. They need Star Wars in the world, Craig. So I'm glad to get this one, glad to put it on the shelf. That's a shelf-worthy edition. It's going right back there behind you. Turn around and you can see my movie novelizations there. I know, it's messy, but you can see them back there. This is going up there. Moving on, another movie novelization. Have you ever heard of The X-Files? Well, this is the novelization based on the movie The X-Files, I Want to Believe. A novelization by Max Allan Collins. Ever hear of it? And this one printed in 2008. I believe 2008. Yes, if I'm lying, I'm dying. 2008, and it's the first print. In this case, you can see, I've shown you before, the number line here goes all the way down to the bottom floor, first floor. Number line goes down to 1, so it's a first edition, first print movie novelization. There we go. Next up, we're getting into books that I bought because they need to go on a pile that I lovingly call, it's back there on the other side behind you, pile that I lovingly call the books what gots to be read pile. Some people call it TBR. That don't make sense. To be read? What? Books what gots to be read pile. That's where it's going. And I'm a big, there's a receipt. I'm a big fan of Lawrence Block, one of my favorite authors that ever lived, at least the ones that I've read that I really like a lot of his books. He's got some great series. The Bernie Roddenberry series, I love it. Matthew Scudder series, I love it. The Keller Hitman series, I love it. He's also got another series that I haven't read and I need to get into it. I've got a lot of the books on my shelves, but I haven't gotten to reading them yet. And this one, The Thief Who Couldn't Sleep, an Evan Tanner mystery. Essentially, we're talking about a guy who has some extreme insomnia. He doesn't ever sleep. You can see how that can be very interesting and lead to some interesting types of scenarios. I've never read any of this series, but I love Lawrence Block. I've never read a Lawrence Block book that I didn't like. So I can only assume I'm going to love this series as well, and I need to get it. I need to get into it. It's going in the books what gots to be read pile, which is large but distinguished. And I need to get to this one. It's going in that pile. I'll get to it when I get to it. It's going to take me as long as it's going to take me. Another one, I've read Kurt Vonnegut, and I've read Slaughterhouse-Five, and that's that from the author. Slaughterhouse-Five was awesome, interesting. Go take a flying moon, go take a flying at a rolling donut. I'll always remember that line from this movie. But I've never read anything else from Kurt Vonnegut. They had this trade softcover edition in very nice shape. Looks like it needs to be read by me. So it's going on the terrific book what's got to be read pile, the TBR in other terms. And this one is Dead-Eye Dick. Dead-Eye Dick. Have you read it? I haven't. Never even heard of it, but it sounded kind of cool. Give you a little brief synopsis. Dead-Eye Dick is Vonnegut's funny, chillingly satirical look at the death of innocence amid a true Vonnegutian host of horrors, a double murder, a fatal dose of radioactivity, a decapitation, and annihilation of a city by a neutron bomb. Rudy Waltz, a.k.a. Dead-Eye Dick, takes us along on a zany search for absolution and happiness. You got me. I'm in. Enough said. I'm going to read that one too. Finally, for my stuff I hauled from Buccaneers, I recently did a Subterranean Press unboxing for a Neil Stevenson book called Seven Eves. Well, that's my complete extent of exposure to the author. And I figured I need to change that. This giant, heavy trade softcover book called Kryptonomicon measures in at 900 and, we'll skip the index because I might not actually read that. 910 pages is what the book measures out in here. And it's very small print. So it's going to take a while for me to trudge along. But this is one of his most highly rated books. And so far, I'm a big fan. So got to check this one out. It's a little bit of an investment of time. But hopefully, time I got. Hopefully. So moving on, I told you I got a freebie from Black Spot Books. And sometimes a banking error in your favor is just a banking error in your favor. You didn't do anything to earn it, but somebody hooked you up somehow with some accident, and then they said, just keep it. It's all yours. So, thank you. Thank you very much. I got it. From what I read, the people that kickstarted the hardcover editions, some of them got accidentally shipped a second shipment. Once they got the hardcover shipped, they got shipped the softcover version. And I read that, and then the next day I checked the mail, and voila, there it is. So let's see what it looks like, see if there's anything different. If you want to know more about this book, I talked about it a great deal on a prior video, the hardcover version of Classic Monsters Unleashed. Look it up. They did a great job. They got me a great book that I was excited about. I'm going to pre-order, or I'm going to Kickstarter, or whatever it takes to make sure I get more stuff from these folks. I've already Kickstartered, pre-ordered, however you call it, the Kolchak graphic novel anthology, comic book anthology, however you want to describe it. I love Kolchak the Night Stalker, and I'm glad to get that one coming in. One of these days when it's done, I pre-ordered a signed and limited edition of that. But here's my free soft cover of Classic Monsters Unleashed. They actually said I can keep it, so I ain't stealing. They said I could keep it. Let's take a look and see if I can quickly spot any differences of note. I doubt there's much difference between this trade softcover version and the library-bound hardcover version. I doubt it, but anyway, we'll see what we'll see. And there's the cover. The cover art is phenomenal. It is terrific. There's the spine. The other one, I don't know if you can see it, is right up here in my anthology section, and this one's going to go right next to it. But the good news is I got me a soft cover to read, which is nice. And there's the artwork on the back. This book is chock full of artwork. Edited by James Aquilone, and I'm told I actually said that name correctly. We're talking about stories from authors that I love, and a bunch of them, but I'll just read a few. Joe R. Lansdale, big time. These are authors that I truly love, that I would go see if they were somewhere where I was going to be. I'd bring them a stack of books, ask them to sign, beg them to sign, see how nice they'd be to me. F. Paul Wilson's always been nice to me. He's signed a lot of books for me to multiple situations. I've never met Mojo Joe, but I'm pretty sure the guy would be nice as well. Other authors, Jonathan Mayberry, Ramsey Ramsey Campbell, Lisa Morton, Al Goingback, Richard Christian Matheson, Shannon McGuire, Maurice Brodus, Docker Stoker, Linda A. Addison, and many, many more, with an introduction by Kim Newman. I showed some of this artwork in here already, but there's a bunch of pictures that I truly love. Go back and watch my previous video if you want to see all of the artwork in here. But there's one that I just got to show again and again if I can find it. Doggone it, and I was there and I passed right by it. And that's because one of the coolest looking villains in all of villainy, one of the coolest looking bad guy characters, is the God of the Razor. And this is a terrific version of this character here. The God of the Razor, illustration by Jeremiah Lambert. Jeremiah, awesome. Great job. Thank you. One more show again, and then we'll move on. Anyway, when you get the chance, look it up. James Aquilone, look him up. Buy what the guy makes. Good stuff here. Yeah, awesome. Can't say anything bad. Only good things. I appreciate it. Last thing, eBay unboxing, and tonight the bottle let me down, but I don't know. I got an eBay book in a mailer. This is a paperback book, and it is wrapped in bubble wrap, so they took an extra step. I'm not going to complain, because more than likely this book in this format can handle that shipping method. Now all I got to do is be able to get it out. I always wonder if people are giggling when they're taping stuff up. This person didn't overly tape it. Some sellers will put a roll of tape on a package, and I can only imagine if they think about a person opening that stuff up, I can only imagine how good they feel picturing and envisioning somebody trying to open that stuff. And all I do is give them a chance to see what it's like. They get to see the other end. But I spilled the beans. The Drive-In. This is the true first print, first edition way this book came out. It came out just like this the very first time in softcover format. And this one is the first print edition, and it is signed. I already have this book. I'll show you. First print. I told you over and over again, but I'll show you again. Number line all the way down to 1. I already have this book. Where is it at? I gotta find it. Where'd my book go? I already have it. I had another copy, but as you can see, I'm nuts. And signatures, signed is always better. And I wanted a signed copy. My other copy wasn't signed. And Joe R. Lansdale's not returning my phone calls. And when I knock on his door, he threatens to knock me out every time. Just kidding. I don't have his phone number. I don't know where he lives. But anyway, he's not signing all my books for me. doesn't come over. None of that stuff. I even offered him dinner. He's not coming over. Actually, never talked to Joe. I don't think I ever have. On an internet Facebook page, perhaps. That'd be about it. But I wanted a signed copy of such an important book to me, to my collection, and I got it. There we go. That is the extent of my 222 book hauling stuff. But I assure you, I'm going places and buying books, and the shelves got to be full, and they're already full. So I need more shelves, and then I'll have to fill in more shelves. Always works like that. Somehow it always works like that. Anyway, that's my story. Some of it's true. I can't think of any more lies to tell, so say la vie, baby. I would drive many okay. It said Dead-Eye Dick is Vonnegut's funny, chillingly satirical look at the death of innocence. Satirical look at the